Today we will be discussing about the mouth parts. Insect mouth parts are extremely important, and insects depend upon their life cycle totally on the food material what they eat and what they digest. And for taking the food material into the body, then they definitely require wonderful mouth parts. And you know very well, the insects have different kinds of food habits. That's the reason they also possess. They have different kinds of mouth parts. But typically, we always discuss about the grasshopper mouth parts as a typical mouth parts to understand it better. But however, there are many other insects like we have discussed. Like we have a grasshoppers and we have different kinds of caterpillars, and we have a housefly, we have a mosquito, we have various kinds of insects which have got different kinds of food habits. So that's it, and that's what we are going to discuss and what kind of modifications happen. But however, so in the beginning, we would be saying about the typical mouth parts. So, and as we have discussed in the all other classes, like this is what is the feeding organs that, as I was telling, that different insects have different kinds of mouth parts and chewing, piercing, sucking, siphoning, and sponging. And also, this video you have seen in the previous, you can see the wonderful grasshopper eating on a leaf surface, and you can you can as well see here very clearly the maxillary palpi and also labial palpi. And the top upper portion is upper lip, and that we call as a labrum. And also you can see wonderful antenna and how nicely it is eating and keeping their legs on the food materials and nicely. It's a kind of chewing and biting mouth parts. It's a very typical mouth parts happens in the grasshopper. And as always, we classify different kinds of mechanisms. Here we have I have classified three kinds: mandibulate, haustellate, and other types. And mandibulate mouth parts is again classified into chewing and biting and chewing and lapping. And haustellate is nothing but a sucking kind of mouth parts. And there are insects which have got a stylets, and there are also other insects which we don't have a they don't have a stylets. Stylets are basically used for the piercing purpose. Piercing and guchata. So there are few other primitive kinds of mouth parts. And these things we will be discussing. And this is the typical. That's what we have discussed. And this is the typical grasshopper mouth parts. The labrum, mandibles, maxilla, and labium. And if you remember correctly, in the previous class, we also had some kind of discussion about different modification. I tried to show in a different way. Like if you look into the mouth parts, there are upper lip. That's what I told you. There's an upper lip always, and there is again a lower lip. And there are two pairs of jaws. And jaws ante మన తెలుగులో దవడలు అంటాం. So there are two pairs of jaws. One is a very very strong jaws, and there is another jaws. So there are two pairs of jaws. One pair of jaw we call it as a mandible, and another pair of jaw we call it as a maxilla. So it means, so there is upper lip, there is a lower lip. There are two pairs of jaws. One is a very very strong, that's basically used for grinding and macerating purpose, and the another one is a maxillae, and it has got a different kinds of palpi extension, and that will be useful for sending the food material into the mouth. And another thing is they also have a tongue kind of structure that's called the hypopharynx. So that is a typical way to show how the, so like there's an upper lip and it's always closed all the mouth organs. Then there is a lower lip, and lower lip has got a wonderful role. So most of the insects, so the lower lip is the one which actually modifies to suit to their purposes. So yeah, this is what I'm trying to show that labrum, mandibles, maxillae, and labium. And labrum is the upper lip, and labium is the lower lip. And there are two pairs of jaws. One is mandible, and another is maxillae. And this is how. That's what. This is a different kind of description. like labrum, and labium is the one which has got an extraordinary role. I was discussing about the labrum here. So labrum is an upper lip of the mouth cavity. That's one. And another thing is that labrum also overlaps the bases of mandibles, because the mandibles bases are inside, so that actually covers the bases of the mandibles. And inner side of the uh, labrum, inner side of the labrum, they have different kinds of chemoreceptors, which has got a nerve connection. That's how. So this also has got a wonderful role in identifying the food material, the taste of the food material. And this mandible, this another very tough jaw, which is highly apaired, it's always two, highly sclerotized and strongest and unsegmented. And this actually joins to the mouth cavity with the two joints, that these two joints are ginglymus and condyle. That's what I was telling. These two joints actually inside the mouth, and that's actually covered by the upper lip. So there are two types of teeth always, incisors and molars, and these things are useful for grinding the food material. Sometimes in some of the insects, I'll show you the last slide probably. So in some of the insects, the mandibles are very, very developed, very big mandibles, and these mandibles sometimes are used for the defense purpose also. For example, you look into the ant. So when you touch the ant is trying to catch you with skin. So that's actually with the help of the mandibles. Then maxillae, extremely important, another pair of jaw, and that's basically useful for testing the taste of the food, and it has got an umpteen number of sense organs. And basically the maxillae is again two segmented like cardo and stipes. Cardo is actually the first segment which sets inside the mouth, and that's also covered by the uh, upper lip. So now stipes again, it has got a different kinds of structures, Lecinia and Gallia, and also pulp. Pulp is the one which is extremely important. You remember the pulp has got various kinds of sense organs, sensory structures, which actually helps the mandible to taste the food material. And also the maxillary pulpi is also useful for sending the food material into the body, sending the food material into the mouth actually. So, and similarly Lecinia and Gallia, which is inside part, and they will be helping the mandibles for holding the food material. And another one is lower lip. The lower lip is extremely important, and this is the one which actually modifies into various structures in different insects. So each actually which closes the mouth from the below, and this is actually this kind of structure like this, basically speaking. If you look very clearly, so the labium is like this. It's actually two lobed. So there are one lobe two come together, and this is actually a kind of palpi which has got, and which actually closes the mouth from below. It actually closes the mouth from below, and this is divided into two. One is prementum and postmentum. So postmentum is the base segment, and the prementum is the distal segment. So the prementum, if you look into that, and it has got another palpi. That's what you see when you look into the grasshopper. When the grasshopper is eating, you will look two palpi. One is a labial palpi and another is maxillary palpi. And this has got a lot of sense organs, and all these sense organs are used for testing the food material. And another one is hypophagy. Actually, I was telling this is not a part of the uh, uh, these mouth parts, but however, this actually this is just look like a tongue kind of material, and this is where the salivary glands opens. And this is the typical one. There is another kind is chewing and lapping. So, and if you look into the structure, this is a typical honeybee head, and you see here there's this antenna, a pair of antenna, and here also you will see the upper lip. This is the upper lip. This is actually upper lip, and these are the mandibles, and all other parts remain together to form a different kind of structure. So you see here, and this is basically except the labrum. You see the upper lip. This is the labrum, the mandibles, and all other parts. All other parts together they modify as a sucking proboscis. All other parts together they modify as a sucking proboscis. And here you will see You can see here, basically this is the one which is extremely important. This is the glossa. This is the glossa, and uh, yeah, and this is another kind of description. You can see on the left side the picture. So the labrum, upper lip, and the mandibles, very strong mandibles, and they are actually dumbbell shaped. And these mandibles are extremely useful for molding the wax. And this elongated proboscis, this is the central organ. Actually, the tip portion is basically a glossa of the labia, and this is the most important part, and the glossa is used for gathering the honey and also is organ of the taste and smell. And we will see the another kind is actually sucking mouth part, hastellate mouth part. The first one we will see the piercing and sucking. So in this case, actually pierce they will pierce some kind of structures of the mouth parts into the plant materials, and they suck the sap. So గుచ్చటం, సో ఒక గుచ్చాలంటే ఒక పార్ట్స్ ఉండాలి. సో దే విల్ పియర్స్ అండ్ ఆల్సో పీల్చటం. So that this kind of mouth parts are actually existing in honeybee, mosquito. Not only in the mosquito, actually there are umpteen number of insect pests which are actually sucking the plant sap from the plant materials like aphid, jossids, and many other things. So I will just present a small video, then you can just check it, how these insect mosquitoes actually using different kinds of structures found in the mouth parts. Here you can see here a kind of structure which is actually bending when it actually inserts some. Yeah, this is the lower lip. This is the lower lip. This lower lip actually, it's a kind of structure which has got an opening, and during resting stage all these stylets which are useful for piercing will be rested inside that. అంటే అది కింద లోవర్ లిప్ భాగం అంతా కూడా ఒక పైప్ లాగా తయారైపోయి పైప్ మీద లాంగిట్యూడల్ ఓపెన్ అయి ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ స్టైలెట్స్ ఎప్పుడైతే రెస్టింగ్ స్టేజ్ లో వాడుకోవడానికి అవసరం లేని స్టేజ్ లో ఉంటే ఆ స్టైలెట్స్ అన్ని కూడా దాంట్లో ఒక చక్కగా కేసింగ్ లాగా అయిపోతుంది. And in this video there are wonderful yeah, here you can see. So you can see here, so it has got a proboscis, and here it is actually trying to insert. Yes, it's actually trying to insert some kind of needles kind of. Yes, so needles actually, these needles, they are actually modifications from the mandibles and maxillae. Yeah, this is the mandibular needle which looks like an axe. Actually that mandibular needle is used basically to make some kind of slit on the surface. And this is the lower lip. So upper lip is actually used for covering the uh, all these material, all these mandibular and maxillary stylets which are rested inside the lower lip at the resting stage. And you see here, so the mandibular stylets are used basically to make some kind of basically to make some kind of slit. And in the slit, actually, the maxillary stylets will be inserted, and these maxillary stylets will suck the sap. Yes. So here you can see it's yeah, these are the stylets, and the labium is actually forming some kind of rostrum kind of structure. So in which the mandibular stylets and maxillary stylets are being rested during the rest. Yeah, here you can see the structures basically. So this is only one side structure. Actually, we have another other side also. But on the left side picture, you can very clearly see the labium, which is a proboscis kind of structure. And in this labium, this is basically used for keeping the maxillary stylates and also mandibular stylates in safer position during the resting stage. And the labrum, the upper lip is actually a kind of long, slender structure which is covering the labium. And here you can see on the right side picture, one is mandibular stylates and also maxillary stylates. These mandibular stylates tip, you can very clearly see here the mandibular stylates tip is something like an axe kind of structure. So that's how it makes a slit on the body. And the maxillary stylates together they form two food channels. One channel is basically to send the salivary liquids into the body, and another channel basically to suck the sap from the plant material or from the animal blood. So this is the typical piercing and sucking. That's what. And another one is rasping and sucking. So this is a very typical mouth parts in thrips. This rasping and suck. Rasping means గీకటం. సో గీకటం వల్ల ఇంతకు ముందు ఏంటంటే అది గుచ్చటం. సో ఇది అట్లా కాదు, ఇది గీకటం. సో గీకటం వలన ప్లాంట్ సెల్ లో ఉన్న లిక్విడ్ అంతా ఊజ్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి దాన్ని సక్ చేయటం. సో దిస్ ఇస్ అ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ మోడిఫికేషన్ you can see in the thrips. And basically entire mouth parts are represented by the mouth cone, and all the labrum, labium, all these parts, so they together modified into mouth cone. And most important taxonomic important character here is the right mandible is absent. It means they have only one mandible, that's the left mandible. So left mandible and both the maxillae. So left mandible and both the maxillae, they are modified into stylates, and with the help of the stylate they suck the sap. So these three stylates basically repeatedly inserted into the plant tissues, and it sucks the oozing out sap. So this is a typical mouth part which happens in the thrips. And another one is sponging and lapping mouth parts, and this you can see in all the houseflies. And it actually sponging and lapping. So some kind of sponging material at the tip of the mouth parts, so that because of capillary action, the liquids will be taken inside. These mouth parts basically, it's most of these different parts of the mouth parts like upper lip and mandibles and maxillae, all are very it's not existing. Basically, this entire this kind of proboscis is a modified lower lip. That's what I was telling. So lower lip is extremely important, and lower lip is the one which actually modified into various structures in almost all the modifications. So this entire rostrum is a modified labium, and which is a cone shape. And you can see here maxillary pulp are very small, and the labrum is also present, but it has no role. Basically, it's a simple structure which has no role. And as far as the labium is concerned, the lower lip, and this is the one which is a most important part of the rostrum. And at the end of the labium, you can see here, at the end of the labium, you can see here some kind of pseudotrachea. And because of capillary action, so this food material will be taken inside. That's how this kind of mouth parts are is being observed in your houseflies. And the most important point here you should remember, all the parts are modified and they are not existing. And the most important part to make the rostrum is labium. So labium is the most important part here, which because it is being modified into rostrum, and it's a cone shape, and at the end of the rostrum they have a pseudotrachea, and there is some kind of food channels, and because of the capillary action, the food is being taken into the mouth. And another one is you can say another one is siphoning type, and this siphoning mouth parts you can as well see in almost all the butterflies and also moths, and some of the moths and most all the butterflies. So you can see this kind of siphoning type of mouth parts. Probably you must have studied this one in your intermediate, but however, so here all the parts of the mouth, they are totally modified and they are not actually existing. Basically, in this case, mandibles are totally absent. Only the galea of the maxilla. There are two galea, right, left and right. So the galea of the maxilla are actually forming this kind of proboscis and a siphoning kind and some kind of semicircular and pipe kind of material. And each galea is, you can see that on the right side here, a semicircular structure and two galea together, they make a pipe. They make this kind of siphoning structure, and each galea is elongated into a halo and semicircular structure, and these two semicircular structures coming together, it forms a sucking tube. This is a kind of modification of the mouth parts in the butterflies. And another one is, it's not very important, but however you can see in naiads. Naiads are nothing but the immatures of praying mantids, and here in this case, it's not very important, you don't see at all. And this picture is also just some kind of imaginary picture, and basically this is used for catching the prey. And here also the labium, the labium is the lower lip, which is, that's what I was telling, in almost all the modifications the labium takes a lot of important role. And labium is actually modified into mask. It's very simple. When the prey is sighted nearby, and it actually stretches this labium uh, long distances, and immediately it catches the prey. And never during the resting stage, the mask is actually protected by a upper lip. And this is how the entire structure. This is not very important, but here in the last picture I can show here the mandibles. The mandibles, you can see here the mandibles extraordinarily developed. That's how the mandibles are also used for the defense purpose. If you look into the structures of some of the stag beetles and many of the beetles and also ants, so the mandibles are extraordinarily developed. So it means the mouth parts are actually modified into various purposes based on the food habits. And the typical mouth parts, we always study about the grasshopper mouth parts, which has got a upper lip, lower lip, and two pairs of structures and jaws kind of structures. And typically the upper lip basically covers the mouth, but the lower lip, which is bilobe and which has got some kind of palpi. And also it has got a two pairs of jaws. One pair of jaw is mandible, another pair of jaw is maxillae. And mandibles are basically used for grinding purpose, and maxillae basically used for tasting and also sending the food material into the mouth. So that's the typical structure of the mouth parts. And we regularly see the mosquitoes, which have got a different kinds of mouth parts, but basically probably we know only mosquito as far as the agricultural insect pests are concerned. The most important, most dangerous pests are not the chewing and biting, but most dangerous pests are piercing and sucking mouth parts insects, because they not only suck the sap and damage the crop, but also they send the vectors. They become the vector, and they send different kinds of virus material to the plant. They are extremely dangerous. So that's the reason we need to understand the mouth parts, and it's very important to understand the mouth part, because based on the mouth part modifications, we will be doing a lot of research, and also we'll be actually recommending different kinds of pesticides also for the management of these pests. So that's it as far as the mouth parts are concerned. Then thank you very much for taking forward this particular topic, and we'll be discussing these kind of lectures